Next, we have to look at how an agency relationship gets terminated. Well, the obvious one and the one that happens most frequently is the objective of the task is finished. So we may have it set by timing, or we may have it set by accomplishment of a task. So let's say we hire a real estate agent to sell our home. So we give them a 6-month contract to sell the home. At the end of the 6 months, regardless of whether the house is sold or not, their agency relationship is terminated. If they sell the home before the end of the 6-month window, the task is complete, and that will also end or terminate the agency relationship. So either through time or through completion of the task, the agency relationship ends. The other option is the agent quits or gets fired. Well, this brings up a conflict between having the power to do something and having the right to do something. The agent and principal always have the power to end the agency relationship. And whatever action is taken, right or wrong, the agency relationship will be ended and will not be able to be revived. The power to end it is what I've just described. The agent for any reason can quit, and the principal for any reason can fire the agent. They have the power to do that. But the question is, does either party have the right to do it? If not, while the agency relationship will end, one of the two parties will have the right to sue and will be able to recover damages for failure to fulfill the agency relationship. So let's say that we have, you're my agent and I give you an 18-month contract for employment. And after 9 months, I fire you. Well, you had a right to be there for 18 months. I have the power to terminate your employment and our agency relationship, but not the right to. So you could sue me for the remaining 9 months on the contract. Likewise, if you quit at 9 months, you have the power to quit. You will be finished. You will no longer have any rights or obligations under our agency relationship. However, I can sue you for not fulfilling the remaining 9 months on the contract. Another means of ending the relationship is the death or incapacity of the principal, not the agent, but the principal, because remember, an agent does not need to have capacity, but the principal did. So if the principal dies or loses their capacity, then there will be an automatic termination of the agency relationship. As mentioned before, bankruptcy of the principal will also terminate the relationship. That's because there's a duty of the principal to compensate the agent. And if the principal is bankrupt, they have not got the means to compensate the agent, and therefore the relationship will end. With all of these endings of the relationship, except for bankruptcy and death or incapacity, which are automatic, but in the quit or get fired category, you have to watch for what we call lingering apparent authority. Lingering apparent authority. Because the agent has acted on behalf of the principal in the past and has a relationship established with various third parties, just because I fire them or they quit does not mean that third parties are aware that the agency relationship has terminated. And so for a reasonable time, and that would typically be until notice is given, any actions by the agent that are still reasonably expected by the third party will bind the principal, even though there is no ongoing agency relationship. So the only way to get rid of this lingering apparent authority is for those third parties you know or should know have interacted with the agent. You must give actual notice. That means sending them a letter, calling them on the phone, making sure there's direct contact with them. And then for all other third parties who may have an interaction with the agent but haven't in the past or haven't on a regular basis in the past, a general notification will be sufficient. So let's say we advertise in the newspaper for the same position that you had filled. That may be sufficient to give a general notification.